Right. Hello. Welcome to episode 43 of No Holds Barred Pod. That's Sal Dodgson.
Hello, and that is Don McGowan.
Hi.
Hooray to us! Hooray! We got it right 1 week.
We got it right for the first time. It's for those, I mean, a little explainer is that in terms of the podcast world, we're supposed to get our name recognition out, so we're supposed to say our full names, which I think we've mentioned before.
We're supposed to say No Holds Barred Pod quite a lot as well, but we don't.
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
True. But it turns out it's really hard to remember to say your own name. So hence the spontaneous cheering and round of applause that we remembered to say our names this week. Anyway, welcome back to No Holds Barred Pod. Wow, we recorded on Friday. It's currently Wednesday, and it's just been mental. I can't believe
brilliant. It's been brilliant, and that might sound really weird to say, but I'm getting a lift from this because this is the beginning of the rupture that I've been waiting for so very long.
I think it might well be.
And as per usual, I live like 10 years ahead of everyone else, so I'm just looking forward to the bit where it's over with because, God, it's been a long wait. And, he's pushing it full forward for me.
Yeah.
The great lump.
Yeah, in case you're wondering who we're talking about, and unless you've been on Mars, you would probably understand that Donald Trump's been up to some shenanigans again this week, hasn't he? Or the last 3 days, basically. So... yeah, we're going to get into that properly.
He's been ramping up because he's losing his mind because apparently he's doing exactly what his dad and his uncle did because it's a family genetic problem.
What, dementia?
Yeah. Top psychopathy, yeah.
Well, yeah, that as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw someone came out, one of his ex-employees was on Twitter this afternoon saying that he's got cognitive impairment. He's pretty certain he's got dementia now. But that's like you say, the rupture, maybe people are starting to speak up a little bit more, aren't they? So, yeah.
Oh, speak up. Did you not hear what the Danish Prime Minister said to him?
I don't know. What did he say?
Oh, it
did
was
he tell him to
chocolate.
go and
he said,
fuck himself?
President Trump, I'll explain this to you in words you might understand. Fuck off.
Did he actually say that? Oh, good on him.
Yes. It was delightful. And then, who else told him to sod off? Well, most of them have, haven't they?
Everyone. Macron, everyone. Yeah, they've all... we're going to come on to Trump probably in a minute, but he was in Davos today at the World Economic Forum, the WEF, wasn't he? And he spoke for an hour and 12 minutes about shrugged shoulders, looked around, like everything and anything he could think of, basically. None of it actually made any sense.
At first, I thought, is he filibustering them? Does he think that's his job here? And then I thought, no one's saying a peep. They're giving him as much rope as he wants until he...
Yeah, you text me that, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, isn't it?
And then the president of WEF invited him for an interview afterwards, just to give him a little bit more rope. And it was extraordinary.
I haven't seen the post-interview, or the post-speech interview, rather. I haven't seen that yet.
I mean, there's nothing worse than he'd already said in his speech, which we'll talk about in a bit. But
yeah, we'll come to that in a minute.
I don't want to piss on your chips.
See, I've got 3 pages of notes. No, not really, just 2. Yeah, sorry. Do you want to... PMQs is back. I've got some opinions on PMQs this week because I did actually listen to it today.
You do? So. You picked up things I didn't, so there's that. Because I think I'm just concentrating too much on getting the facts down.
Yeah.
Facts in what people say and...
Yeah, so let's Sal crack on with the PMQs roundup for this week.
We started off with a big roundup of what's been going on. I mentioned a new 15 billion investment in warm home schemes, which I assume is like the insulation in the water,
air source heat pumps and things like that.
Thanks. Yes.
Yeah.
Those great big massive things that are supposed to save people loads of money but are dead expensive.
I've had one. They're really expensive. I can talk about that at length.
My friend had one fitted.
Another time. Yeah.
My friend had one fitted on this scheme, and it's like half the size of his house.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
So, I don't know, anyway. That's a thing we need to talk about at some point.
Yeah, for another day, that one.
Had name problems again, because Lindsay Hoyle's diabolical, and I was watching, I think, on ITV,
All right.
And I noticed, like, they weren't putting the names up, and then when they were like 3 people behind.
Oh, right, delay.
So I stopped bothering. So some people asked some things.
If I've got time, I'll get into Hansard and find them. But if not, you just have to Google it.
Well, it was interesting because somebody whose surname I think is Sander asked about affordability. I thought it was a Planck question to begin with, because he said about aftershocks from Thatcher's economics and what have you has created where we are today. You know, affordability is a massive problem. And he mentioned all the things Labour have done, and then said, but the Prime Minister still needs to go further. And there was so much noise and braying. Hoyle stepped in, and the guy didn't get to finish his question. And it was like he was about to say, but you know, we're not doing enough, obviously. Yeah. And Hoyle stepped in, and then Starmer just stood immediately back up and started listing things, including the £150 blag against your energy bills that go straight to the energy companies.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
The subsidy to finance the firms.
Exactly. So Badenoch, fuck me. Greenland, she says she's agreed with the Prime Minister that it's up to the people of Greenland for their own determination. When he spoke to the President on Monday, did the President agree or disagree with this? Starmer framed the Greenland issue in the context of security and nothing else. He said tariffs are wrong. He'll continue to discuss it constructively. The Danish Prime Minister is over here tomorrow. Starmer said, I will not yield. Not one name check of Trump at that point, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Badenoch said she was glad to hear the Prime Minister say that. Does he agree that as Greenlanders should be free, so should the Chagossians? The twat. Not the same thing.
I've got some stuff to say about that as well later.
And instituted by the Tories, and it's still not going back to the Chagossians, so just, you can all fuck off. You're all using it as a political football without giving a toss about the Chagossians, so get in the bin.
Yeah.
Hater. Starmer said Trump changed his position on the Chagos Islands, you know. I've just put he's being a mental bastard. I'm assuming that's what Starmer was inferring about Trump and not Starmer himself. I don't think he's quite that doolally. It's mendacious, but he's not a psychopathic just yet. He said, why is Badenoch supporting Trump to undermine the UK? Badenoch came back with hyperbole, quoted Trump on the Chagos. She's a hypocritical scunt. Starmer said, he basically came back with Trump's picking on me, why are you supporting him? And then said that Badenoch had changed their position 3 times in 10 days on the whole Trump fiasco.
Very true.
He's got a valid point.
Yeah.
Badenoch was pushing for the money given to the Chagos Islands to go to the armed forces. I said the hypocrisy is painful, given that it's her party that stripped the armed forces in the first place.
And she punted the lie about 35 billion as well, which is a lie, but I'll talk to you about that in a minute.
Starmer said they're spending more on defence than any time since the last Labour government. She came back, she raised the defections. I sacked my last defector. I just put that's a mistake, that's a slippery slope, and he didn't jump on it really.
No, should have done.
She said we support our armed forces in every possible way. Just go away, you awful hypocrite.
Yeah.
Starmer took the piss out of the Jenrick situation, said she should have sacked him after he made the Birmingham comments.
Yeah, that's fair.
She came back, said the Prime Minister is too weak, and she listed things. Starmer says she's a weak mess, and I put both things are true. Somebody came in with a Planck question about waiting lists being down. As we know, that's not entirely the truth.
And wasn't it specifically in their area as well, though, to make it clear?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
It wasn't like nationally. Yeah, exactly.
But even where waiting lists are down, it's largely because they cancelled loads of appointments or because people have been seen expeditiously. Is that the right word? Expeditiously? Yeah. I mean faster.
Yeah, expeditiously, correct, definitely.
Think about expediting people. I'm like, oh.
But that's,
Right. Starmer then listed NHS stats that don't necessarily translate, as just mentioned. Davy reminded Keir Starmer of Iraq. Said Trump is a crime boss on a protection racket. Will he avoid Blair's error and stand up to Trump?
It's a good line.
Me like it.
Like that. Yeah, same.
Starmer reiterated he said he would not yield, which I think is a fairly good line, but it does for some reason remind me of the woman who used to cook food. Not Gloria Gaynor. What's wrong with my brain?
Not Gloria Gaynor. She was a singer. Gloria Hunniford?
Norwich. Bloody Norwich.
Oh, Dealey Smith.
Yeah, it reminds me. Do you know what I mean?
Like when she went on the pitch drunk.
Yeah. Oh, well, you sound convincing. Well done.
Yeah. Let's be Evan. Yeah, that's what she screamed, didn't she?
Yeah, but even for me, you know, I was on a pitch line for much of my early years, and just
no, it was
I'm sure I've done it
full on
myself,
cringe.
don't get me wrong, but
Full cringe.
But I had like substance and rage.
Yeah,
which is what these pricks need. Says Ukraine is still happening and we're working with our allies. I just put see later in pod. I'm not sure what I meant, but it might make sense later on in the pod.
We'll see if we get
Fingers
to
crossed. Davey says we need to follow France and Canada. The government is too slow to invest in our defence industries and we have to rearm fast. And he had a thing about a helicopter manufacturer in Yeovil that's struggling and used them as the reason, as point proof that the defence industry's failing.
Bit like the 1980s.
Odd. He was trying to just get it in there, I think, to make a point, but...
Yeah. So, yeah, it came across like the Westland crisis in the 80s, which, going back a while.
A long time. Starmer came back and said that Davey voted against defence spending in the budget. None of this is constructive. None of it gets us anywhere. It's all like vicious hyperbole instead of professional matters of business. It's incredible. Yep. Incredibulous. It's incredibly incredulous. Or incredibulous for short.
Oh my God.
Somebody was talking about a constituent of theirs in... Oh, fucking hell.
In a place?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I've got competing thoughts in my head, and one of them's trying to make me laugh, and the other one's saying it's not fucking funny. All I'm going to say is unlucky Alf, but a constituent in Mansfield fell in a pothole and died. It's not funny.
See, I wouldn't be laughing if you hadn't said it up before.
I have to share my psychological agonies.
Oh no! Okay, that's not funny, but I can't help but laugh because you planted that in my head and then went full on into it.
Right, more to the point. Mansfield's Nottinghamshire, isn't it a reform council?
It's Lee Anderson's neck of the woods, isn't it, Ashfield?
And aren't reform supposed to be like the leaders of the pothole fillers?
Yeah, JCB's pothole 2026 extraordinaire thing.
So, yeah, there's that.
That's... Yeah, we're not laughing, obviously, at the death of somebody. It's just the pothole side of it is pretty funny.
For me, it was the irony of it being a reform constituency.
And that as well, yeah.
The pothole people.
Pothole Pro, that's what they've been. All the reform councils have been talking about the JCB Pothole Pro. Then not actually doing nothing with it, obviously, just talking about it. Yeah.
Ellie Chowns said that the water white paper has only got one page on agricultural pollution, which doesn't represent the ongoing damage done, from spill-off of agricultural sewage.
Oh, slurry, yeah.
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 Now, this pissed me right off because Starmer said we inherited a mess and we're doing everything we can. He then went on to attack Zach Polanski at Ali Chowns without context, but just pure hubris. But to the point where Hoyle stepped in and went, "Oi, you're not supposed to talk to you're getting the questions, you don't get to question other people." Type thing, or talk about other people who aren't there, or there was some... he was, but it was so out of order, but it does mean he's rattled as fuck. And that's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Didn't he say something about the Greens being high on drugs or something and low on whatever it was? But yeah, that was his line back, and it was not
He's
really
just
that good.
Absolute not prime ministerial behaviour.
That isn't that's
disgusting
Farage level, yeah. Or Badenoch level, yeah.
Yeah. Robin Swan, second question in as many weeks. What are the chances?
I'd stop listening at this point, so this is all new to me. But yeah, we had him. Was it last week or the week before? Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've had him recently.
Is there like a potluck, or if somebody gets sick, you can take their question, or?
Oh yeah, that I don't know actually. There is a ballot, and people get picked.
But his name actually came up.
Yeah.
So tackling economic inactivity and looking after vulnerable people is something we're all behind. Would the PM be surprised to learn that in Northern Ireland, 11,000 people supported by services are about to have their services cut, including 400 job losses? Will the minister meet, will he meet with me to talk this through? So Starmer said he'd set up the meeting because that's apparently the very opposite of what Labour are trying to do.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
So it was a good question. Excellent. Kirsty somebody was I should have made more notes on this. She's talking about endometriosis, and the Endometriosis UK are trying to set up a national register. Obviously it's something that's cabbaged me for my entire adult life.
Yeah.
And will do for the rest of it. So I'm very for that. And he said he'd meet with her to... Oh, no, she asked would he meet with her. He paid tribute to me and all our fellow sufferers.
Did he? Okay. I bet that meant a lot.
Said he would set up a meeting. Gregory Catt. Possibly.
Maybe.
Oh, this is horrendous. He's got a constituent who's been diagnosed with a very quick terminal illness and can't get the administration for their retirement squared off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he's asking... So the Prime Minister said he'd assist. I mean... Somebody described Trump at the end as the thug in the White House, and like all bullies, he found the weak link in Keir Starmer.
Ouch.
Is he wrong?
I've got something to... let's discuss this in a minute properly, because I've got some notes.
Just asking questions.
Yeah. I'd say yes and no is my answer to that question, but yeah.
Somebody was talking about Send being a pottery loose code. Fuck, we're having a day today, aren't we?
It's because we're up against time constraints, so we're pressure. I have to go and pick my son up from youth club in a minute, so we have to...
Tell me you've pressed record.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, no, I have. Sorry. If you're not watching, you should see that evil death stare Sal's giving me right now.
Just checking.
Once in 43 episodes, I've forgotten.
You don't know how painful that was.
But it will never be forgotten, I imagine. Anyway,
so
yes.
That was it. Somebody was saying that the kids in their area get... Sorry?
A postcode lottery for Send. Sorry, yeah.
Saying the kids in his area are rewarded like £1,000 each, whereas in Starmer's they get considerably more towards each Send kid. Why the kids in my area less worthy than yours type thing. And said that Starmer said that they'd reinvested in Send and they're using an inherited Tory, because it was a Tory that was asking. And he said, we're using an inherited Tory formula.
Yeah.
Financial formula, I assume, that we will be changing. So that was interesting. Then Richard Holden got sent out because he's a knobhead. And I thought, I'll end on that. Because, I deserve better.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I saw that. I had to go back and find it afterwards because he was... It's very unusual for the speaker to actually follow through on his threats and kick someone out, isn't it?
Well, I had a 10-second panic because I heard Richard Holden and thought of Richard Bergen.
No.
Like
Rick Holden, who's the Tory that was parachuted into a safe seat and became the chairman of the party under Sunak, I think, and is currently
the greasy little knob.
Currently the boyfriend of the Sun's political editor, Kate Ferguson. Facts that I know about Richard Holden.
He's Kate Ferguson's boyfriend?
Yeah, currently, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, okay, good. PMQs. Brilliant.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Yeah, I think what I texted you when I listened to it was that I think Kemi Badenoch has blown a load of goodwill she's sort of accrued over the last few weeks, because I think she's had a few decent-ish weeks for her anyway, better than she was doing before Christmas, and then, you know, when she first started. And there was a lot more positivity about her in the media, and especially around Christmas. They're going, oh, she's made it to Christmas. She's done really well at this tail end of the year. Things are looking up for the Conservatives. But I think today she was awful. I think she was just so bad at it. And the fact that she's jumped around on her stance with Greenland and then basically came out on Trump's side today is just ridiculous.
I just think that I don't know what she thinks her remit is, because, I mean, it speaks to so many things, because there comes a time in life when sometimes things happen that are just that serious. All petty squabbles need to just be put aside, and you need to stand in support. If she'd have come out today and said something along the lines of, regardless of what we agree and disagree on, we can agree that Europe, you know, needs to pull together and we all need to stand united.
100%.
But no, she just went back to the old cycle of, I'm just going to try and make you look like a twat by throwing as many insults at you as I can.
Yeah.
That's not exactly your job, dickhead. Yeah.
That's exactly what I meant when I texted you and I said I think she's blown it. Because, as you say, she could have presented a united parliament to the world.
And earned so many brownie points.
Exactly. Her ratings, everyone would have gone, oh, well done. Prime ministerial move. It's what Starmer did with Johnson with Ukraine. Starmer always backed up the Tories on Ukraine every single time at PMQs, to the point where some of them were so dull because Starmer was just saying yes to Johnson. You know, yeah, we agree with their moves on Ukraine. But she fucked it royally today, I think, to put it in a political term. But she really did.
Yeah, maybe it was handy for Starmer this week because it meant he didn't have to go to WEF.
Yeah. I said on Twitter, I said that she's just detonated what little credibility the Tories had left. And her personal ratings must be now in the toilet after today. Yeah.
You see, this is part of the systematic problem we didn't realise we were going to have, even after we'd identified all the others with the Tories just coming in and taking everything and destroying everything, is that once a government has caused the ruination like they did, you don't then have the ability to come in and hold people trying to do the job better to account.
True. Yeah, very true.
So that is a flaw that, you know, a massive flaw that we need to fix. Because, you know, to quote somebody sometime ages ago, you don't get better if you're the best fighter in the gym. You get better having people to repeatedly train yourself against to get better.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
But these people, they're all in it for themselves. And that's why all of this.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, Badenoch was the absolute epitome of that today. So,
but if she's the best they've got, that's why she's never getting any better.
No, yeah, it's very true. But that's also, you know, that goes back to the fact that she wouldn't have a deputy prime minister, deputy shadow leader. You know, because she's so hubristic, she thinks she's the dog's bollocks. And as you say,
the arrogance of the woman is
there's nobody behind her pushing her, so she's just like, I'm the boss.
Self-propelling knobhead.
Exactly. Yeah. Episode title.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I think that'll work. so for one of the parts, because I reckon this is definitely two. But yeah,
part one, self-propelling knobhead.
Oh yeah, we've got an hour left. Ooh. Right, quick. What should we move on to next? Trump or reform?
Get reform out of the way, and then we can do a whole splurge on Trump after
let's do
episode
a
2,
part
can't
2 on Trump. Yeah, reform. I thought it was a bit weird this week, a bit quiet. But then when I sort of started thinking about things, actually, it wasn't really. The week started out on Sunday this week for reform when Nigel Farage, who'd been widely trailed by the BBC as appearing on Laura Kuenssberg's Sunday morning show, on late Saturday night, very early Sunday morning, she got a note from his mum saying, "Dear Laura, Nigel's a bit poorly. He's not coming in today."
Signed Mrs. Nigel.
Mrs. Nigel. Yeah. I'm going to hat tip to political satirical on Twitter for that, because they sent that to me very early doors. But yeah, he basically phoned in sick on Sunday because Trump, and he didn't want to answer questions about his buddy. So yeah.
That he was hoping to see in Davos, that he probably hasn't.
Yeah, well, we'll find that out later, but he certainly hasn't been boasting about it this afternoon. So, the problem for Nigel is later on in the day, Lois Perry, who's I think she's a director of the Heartland Institute, which is a closely Tufton Street-y linked kind of think tank / far right, whatever.
Isn't Heartland the Tory magazine?
Don't think so.
Okay.
There's the Heartland. There's the Heritage Foundation and the Heartland Institute, both in America, both in the UK, and Heartland, Farage is very closely linked to. And Lois Perry used to be, like, I think at one point the leader of UKIP, but then most people were at one point. So she put out a photograph of them having a lunch together on Sunday afternoon. So there was Farage, Lois Perry, Liz Truss, ex-Prime Minister Liz Truss, Lance Foreman, the weird fish guy that's always on BBC News, Mike Graham, and some other people who I didn't know who they were. I know, yeah. What a great lunch. But after lots of people pointed out that Nigel was supposedly under the weather, she deleted the post very quickly, so it went. Luckily, Twitter rarely forgets these things.
How is nobody talking about the blatant, obvious fact that she's been told she's not welcome in reform?
What, Lois Perry?
No, Lizzie
Truss.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet she's going. I'm almost certain she's going to go.
I'm convinced she'd be there by now.
I know,
she'd have been the first to jump ship. I'm sure they've said she's too toxic.
Yeah, well, she's definitely that, isn't she?
And I mean, don't get me wrong. If she jumped ship between now and whenever, fair enough. I was wrong.
Yeah.
But I swear down, she'd have been in there like a rat up a drain pipe if they'd have given her the option.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that she was at lunch with Farage this weekend. So, yeah, you never know. Watch this space on that one. It's just something I just remembered that I didn't write down as another reform signing this week, which made me laugh quite a lot, is ex-apprentice candidate and all-round shit dancer, Thomas Skinner.
All-round shit?
Well, yeah, that. Yeah, sorry. I'll just cut off dancer. Yeah. Yeah, they announced Thomas Skinner has joined as, don't know what he's joined as. I said, I suppose he could be a shit bears and do dancing at the press conferences, but yeah, I don't know what else he's going to do.
Oh, I guess he's a sponsor now, is he? 25 quid.
Yes, but yeah, basically that's it, isn't it? You're not a member. What's a subscriber?
Did he buy a black shirt?
Yeah,
maybe that's what they were angling at him for. You can't get rid of him.
No, not many people did buy them. I keep meaning to look at that and see if they've still got them left for sale. I must check that. Anyway, yeah. So last week we revealed that Adam Wagner, the KC, had announced that Reform were seeking a High Court injunction to stop the government cancelling local elections. That was approved this week.
They weren't cancelling them, were they? They were postponing them.
Well, this is what I was going to say. So they're going to have that's what their argument is. They're going to, for this injunction, is to stop the government cancelling them. But as you say, they're not being cancelled. They're being postponed. So they're going to waste
the judge's time.
Yeah, tens of thousands
discovering
of pounds.
The definition of a word that everyone should already know.
Exactly that. So that's coming up in February. They've been granted their... Oh, there's a big tail in the way. Get
your bum out the way.
High Court injunction, High Court appearance has been granted, so that'll be really interesting to see. I mean,
they've granted it, even though it's erroneous.
Yeah. I saw some Reform supporters saying that they've
I didn't
got
know we
the
had so much
injunction.
court time going begging.
High court, money, it's all that, and they can pay for it. So, yeah, what else we got? Farage. Oh, yeah, sorry. The big news today is that something that I reported on the Finance Guy and Cat Nealon in the Observer last year. We all talked about this at length. Is Farage forgetting, in inverted commas, to declare his outside income to Parliament and his register of expenses, which he
wasn't it for
didn't
2 months?
Do. It was for 5 months in total.
Okay.
So it was £384,000 worth of expenses.
5 months.
Yeah. That I think I broke that first before anyone else. Yeah. So, and he's basically said, so it was 17 separate incomings that he hadn't declared in that time, and he basically just said, I don't do computers, I'm sorry, I forgot.
That's not an excuse when you're in his position, because he could literally just, he must have a PA. He must
have loads of them. Yeah.
Either somebody needs to be fired, or you've told them not to do it for reasons somebody 100%. Might figure out, for reasons of tax avoidance or whatevs.
Yeah, exactly. So
linking him to somebody through something. There'll be a reason he's done it.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's definitely a reason why he's held back, but even when I started pointing it out, and then Kat at the Observer and the Finance Guy, and then suddenly people started picking up on it, and then the what they called the Parliamentary Standards Commission started investigating and came out today and said he's been found guilty of forgetting to do it 17 times.
And the consequences?
Well, we don't know yet. Of course.
Reasons!
And like his PA will have a PA, and that one will have 2 assistants, and there's a full
definitely they have parliamentary assistants that are paid for by the government, the taxpayer, and then they have a private PA because they have other doings outside of Parliament.
Pardon me.
Greedy fucking bastards.
Yeah, like their appearances for £8 billion, advertising gold bullion and stuff like that. But yeah, so I said, to paraphrase Oscar Wilde, to lose one invoice, Mr. Farage, may be regarded as a misfortune, but to lose 17 looks like carelessness. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with that. But he's got to have some sort of punishment, because it's unacceptable. Can you imagine if that was fucking Rachel Reeves or
anybody in Labour? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
They'd be absolutely. He should be resigning. If all things were equal, like what they used to be, it's a resigning issue.
I'd say so, for 17 separate instances. Yeah, definitely. You
don't forget for 5 months.
No, of course not.
Imagine if they forgot to pay him his salary for 5 months.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be up in arms, wouldn't he? But yeah, no, it's crazy. So, and with all this, there's 2 more things on reform, basically. Another poll came out today by Focal. Oh, hold on. I forgot to open it up. Poor administration. Focal Data HQ, Westminster voting intention and reform have dropped down another 3 points to 26%. Which is the 3rd week in a row reform have dropped in the polls. They're definitely peaked too soon. They spent loads of money on their media blitz last year, and now people are completely bored of them. So, yeah, I think
burnt out too early.
Yeah, exactly.
Who could have seen that coming?
I know. I think we're approaching a bit more reality in terms of the polls. I think they'll drop down back to their sort of... I've always said 23% is Reform's natural home in the polls, and I still think that's probably about right. So today's 26. Labour up a bit, Conservatives up a bit, Greens down a bit. But I think that's because, well, I have a thing about that. Zach Polanski's changed a little in the last couple of weeks, I've noticed. He's been a bit more launching ad hominem attacks on people, which I don't think suits him. I think he needs to go back to being more...
Well, I've not noticed.
Yeah, he's been a bit kind of catty with people on social media, so I think maybe he needs to back down and go back to being rational and kind of have his focused arguments, because that's what he's very good at. So
he has been called out for a lot that he's not guilty of.
he has.
Owen Jones has gone into bat for him against somebody. I can't remember now.
Has he? Yeah.
That Labour bellend. It was not Paul Mason.
Oh, Paul Mason. Yeah. They're having a bit of a set to. But I think he's had a bit of a set to with a few people online, including Lib Dems and Labour people. So I think he needs to kind of, I don't know. I think it's him. Well, a lot of it's him. Some of it must be his team, but I think he needs to go back to his focused kind of reasoning, and then he'll bring himself back up again. But
what also would say is he's doing something new that's never been done before.
Yeah, for sure.
In that he's fighting back from the left.
Definitely.
And it's going to take a lot of trial and error for him to find a pattern that works.
Yeah, it's up and down. But...
And also, the man's just being attacked left, right, and centre because he poses a real threat. So there's going to be an element of he's a human being too in there. I don't know specifically what you're talking about, and if so I'm just generalising.
Yeah.
He's not a perfect human being. Nobody is.
No, of course not. But, no, I think he's, as you say, there's a long way to go, and I think.
But he's also like it seems like a lot of what he was proffering the last year or two. Now Trump's put everybody in this position. Everything he's saying is like, oh, we really should have attended to that.
Yeah.
Over like NATO and stuff. We let ourselves be beholden to one. It's like a toxic codependent relationship. The UK and America. We shouldn't be intrinsically linked. We shouldn't be dependent on them. We shouldn't be dependent on fucking anybody. But apparently we are for a lot of things. But equally, we still own a lot of American debt. So there is room for negotiation.
£800 billion worth.
It just would have been easier if we weren't, outside the tent, pissing in.
Yeah. Brexit. Yes, indeed. As always, Brexit fucks everything up. So... yeah, so reform, polls. I just think we're coming back down to reality with the polls, and that's about it. So the last thing I had on reform is that Nigel Farage is currently today, Wednesday, the 21st of January, in Davos, in Switzerland, at the World Economic Forum, that of which he has spent
Nobbing about
years.
With the hoi polloi.
Yeah, he spent years slagging off the WEF at every opportunity he can. Globalists, etc., whatever he comes up with. That is his kind of one of his main ethoses plural of ethos. I don't know.
Ethosei.
Ethai. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
But yeah, he's always going on about like the globalist agenda and how he needs to rail against it. But he's the delusion of reform fans this week in my replies when I dared to question the fact that he's gone to Davos, basically was thousands of replies along the lines of saying he's going to tell the globalists to stick it and that he's the new sheriff in... No, that's Robert Jenrick's the new sheriff in town, but you know what I mean. But yeah, they'd speak, oh yeah, he's going to Davos, he's really going to stick it to them. It's like, you're so deluded. It's unbelievable. But
sorry, I'm just checking a date up.
Yeah.
Because Bassem Haider from WEF donated to Reform.
He did.
Multiple times ago.
Oh, he's donated quite a lot of times.
Well, I mean, this is talking about he donated £1 million, and this is April last year.
Oh, he's done it loads of times.
He's been a member of WEF for ages, so I don't not one Reform person has managed to explain to me why that's okay. Whilst railing against WEF.
Well, they can't, can they? Because, it's all right for Nigel and not all right for everyone else. Yeah, I wrote about Bassem Haider in my 4-part ridiculous magnum opus donating to, I'm just trying to find it, donating to Farage. Yeah, he's donated, I think, something like 8 or 9 times, like multiple millions of pounds to Farage. And yeah, he's one of the big players at the World Economic Forum. But yeah, it's all right for Nigel because, it's Nigel. If it's anyone else, globalists, shills. But he's there in Farage, in Davos today, posting pictures of himself in the snow, saying he's here to rail against the globalist agenda. He's not. He's there to get money. He's desperately there to get more cash, as with everything else he does in life.
I just don't understand how you can be desperate for cash when you've got as much money as they have. It's fucking baffling to me.
Well, because there's
a different brain.
To use the Boris Johnson phrase, they spaffed it up on the wall on like continual press conferences, hiring out aircraft hangars, like buying the Telegraph, basically. You know, they're going through so much money to have this media coverage, which is not really paying off for them now, because they've bought another couple of Tory MPs, but their poll ratings are dropping now because they've bought a couple of Tory MPs and people are just bored shitless of them. I think, you know, they're offering nothing. They're just talking bullshit constantly, and people are suddenly
They're just talking heads, aren't they?
They're gone, oh yeah,
doing pay to play. Ooh, what was it? I saw something. I'm assuming it was since the last podcast, but I saw something about Trump actually coming out and saying the next order of business is installing Farage.
You sent me something about that. I forgot to save it. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
yeah, let's have a look at that.
Did I send it to you on WhatsApp?
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, you did send me something about that. I haven't seen that though. But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. But I think the Farage Trump thing is so like hyped up. Like, yeah, they know each other, but they're not mates.
No, but if Trump gets pulled, Farage is done.
Oh yeah, 100%. Trump is backing Farage up at the moment, but yeah, you're right. If Trump goes down, the ship goes down, Farage definitely goes with him, I think. Along with, didn't Steve Bannon was on stage a couple of weeks ago, and he actually said out loud, if what did he say? If we don't win the midterms, or then an awful lot of us, including myself, are going to jail. So, and that, and Farage is
it. But he's talking about cancelling the midterms, isn't he?
Well, it's been floated that, yeah, definitely. But like Bannon and Trump are not Trump. Bannon and Farage are very closely linked, as we know, and you know Farage follows his playbook almost to the letter. So, if Bannon's saying scary stuff like that, Farage must be. Maybe that's why he's in Davos, to meet some new sugar daddies that he's desperate to use. But I don't know. The noises out of Davos are not particularly a positive for reform people, I would say. Trump went down like a lead balloon, so, and everything Trump does. Farage has got his colours nailed to the Trump mast, so yeah, he's very much involved in that. Go on, sorry.
No, it's all right. I've just found something I sent you that isn't what we're talking about, but it's about something you told me before that I thought I didn't know.
Oh, what was that? Go on.
It's the BRICS thing. We'll save it for the next step.
The what thing?
The BRICS news.
Okay. I'll check that in a minute.
About how the EU is suspending their trade deal.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's massive. Let's save that for episode 2 as a teaser.
I didn't know about it when you told me, even though I sent it to you, so that's good.
I'll cut that little sentence out in a minute, and we can. So okay. Yeah, in episode 2, we've got some big breaking news. Yeah, which broke about 3 hours ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's breaking all the time right now, isn't it? Everything's breaking.
Is constant. It's absolutely constant. So yeah, what have we done there? 15 minutes. We could.
So should we wrap
knock it
up?
off? Yeah, because I've only got 45 minutes left or so. So let's.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. Can we end on the new song that I found this week? The Americans have started singing at the protest, because it's quite catchy.
Yeah.
And also led by a Brit, which I thought was nice.
Yes, I'll put that in
New York, is it?
I think it's New York or Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Who knows? But we'll find out.
One of them. But it's great.
In a minute, yeah. Once you've heard our theme tune play out, just hang around for a sec, and you'll see this very interesting video clip that Sal found.
And please do the like, share, subscribe thing.
Yes, please.
It makes it worth it.
Yes, please. It definitely does. Thank you. So with that, I think let's wrap up episode 1, and we shall be back.
See you later.
In a bit with episode 2. Bye bye for now.
Bye. Come on.
such a kind. 2, 3.